Hello everybody, welcome back to Trash Film Home Video. Didn't plan on doing anything today, but I watched this movie last night and I had to talk about it. This is a movie that I used to have on DVD. I believe Anchor Bay had put it out. And when it came out, there wasn't a whole lot of buzz, but there was enough buzz that I was like, this sounds interesting, and I sort of blind bought it, and I remember loving it. Well, I watched it again last night, and I absolutely love it. So I had to get on here and talk about it. This is something that you should just get, period. Now, of course, if I talk about it and you're like, doesn't sound like anything I'm interested in, then obviously it's not for you. But if you sound even just a little bit interested, I think this is a definite instant pickup. And right now it is on sale for $10, the Kino Lorber sale. So perfect time to pick it up. And I think that ends tomorrow. So today, literally today, Sunday, Easter Sunday, April 4th. What is it? 4th, 5th? I don't know. Ends today. 2021 ends today. So if this does sound like something for you, I'd go ahead and pick it up. Now, of course, with Kino Lorber, it's kind of pointless to just get one thing because their shipping is like $10, $8 to $10 even for one disc. So it's best to just go ahead and do the free shipping. So if you don't plan on doing that, maybe, I don't know. I think this thing retails usually on Amazon for about $19.99. So, I don't know. Anyway, rambling man here. What I'm talking about is Baby Blood. Now, this is a French movie from 1990. I'll just show you the back there, too. Again, from Kino Lorber. This is a French movie from 1990, and it is basically a woman becomes impregnated by a ancient dawn of time creature. Now, when it implants itself in her, it's like a worm type thing. And, you know, this is a movie about also subplot fears of, pregnancy and probably being a single mother. It impregnates her. She has to grow it like a baby. And the way that happens, obviously, I mean, it's a worm-like creature. You put two and two together. I'm just going to read the plot synopsis, too. It's a voracious parasite from the dawn of creation, surviving centuries in search of one thing it needs, to be born a human. But when this cunning creature slithers inside a sexy circus performer, voluptuous French starlet Emmanuelle Escoro, Lady Blood, it demands gallons of fresh blood to grow stronger. Now, this reluctantly expectant mother and her chatty mutant fetus, chatty mutant fetus, yes, it talks to her. And I don't say this in like it's ridiculous. Like, it's really not. Well, caveat to that, I'll get in a second. Mutant fetus are off on a cross-country killing spree where the prenatal care means violent carnage and the ultimate mother's milk is baby blood. Also known as the evil within, this French shocker, now presented totally uncut and uncensored with all its infamous womb-raiding, gore-spewing, and flesh-bearing. Yes, a lot of that, too. Beautifully restored in HD. Yeah, so that pretty much says it all. This thing is fantastic. It moves at a very decent pace. It's not, it doesn't move so fast that you kind of can't keep up with it. And it isn't like wall to wall like craziness. So the story is there, it just moves at a really good pace. If you notice here on the cover, it says, "A gorehound's delight." If that is not true. Now, I have a bit of a different definition of gore. I don't know that what I would, what is in the, there's a little bit at the end. Gore for me is more open wound slashing, or like, you know, guts or organs. This sprays a lot of the red stuff. We get a lot of bloodshed in this, like a lot. And when they say gallons of blood, they're not kidding. I mean, not so much to today's standards, but for an older movie, for a movie from the 90s, the amount of blood that's shed and that they spray around this movie, it comes fairly close. It comes as close as you can get to be in 1990. We'll say that. There's a lot of bloodshed in this movie. The other really great thing, and when I talk about the caveat, is you can watch it in French or you can watch it in English. You can watch the French track or the English track. And I even remember this from back when I first watched it. There's something, like, I know a lot of people have like nostalgia or find movies that are dubbed in English to have a kind of a silly charm, but this movie, it is actually creepier. And actually, I think the film works better in the English dub because whoever they hired to play the voice of the baby did a fantastic job. It's kind of this almost sophisticated English child that gets very evil at certain points and completely changes the voice. There are moments when the baby is talking to her and he's actually curious. Like, I'm trying to think of something. She says something is bizarre, and he says, "Bizarre? What do you mean bizarre? What does bizarre mean?" Or something to that effect. Because it's not a human creature. It needs to be born a human to, but it's not a human creature, so it probably doesn't understand human emotions or words or any of that. So there's little instances where he's like curious about certain things and he'll ask her. The only reason I say he is because it's a male voice that does the dub, but he's curious, so sometimes he'll ask her questions about things. And then when he's hungry or he wants her to kill someone, he gets very, best way to describe it is almost evil. He sounds more evil. I don't know what else to say. But whoever did the dubbing for it, there is ebbs and flows in the way. I mean, it's a character. Now, the reason that it doesn't work so good on the French track, and like I said, I remember this from a long time ago. This was something that really stuck with me. The baby sounds kind of like a little gremlin. It's very high-pitched voice, and it's got this sort of like flangey type tone to it, so it almost sounds like it's underwater. It just doesn't work as well for me. I find the film to work, like as a whole, the film works better with the English dub just because of whoever is playing and does the voice for the baby in the English track. So much better. It's literally like night and day. It makes the movies completely different. It's also an interesting thing to kind of watch if you are one of those types of people that it completely changes the tone of the movie. It's shot amazingly. I really can't say enough about it. It literally had me glued. Like, I was getting tired, and I rarely do this anymore, but if I'm getting as tired as I was getting last night, and I still want to stay up and watch a movie, that movie's got me, and it's got a hold of me. It's not goofy in any way. I mean, there is a few parts here and there with a few little side characters that they're kind of they're a little on the goofy side, but it takes itself seriously. It plays off as serious, and I really just can't say enough about it. I think it's, I'm actually kind of surprised that this movie isn't brought up more often. I don't hear a lot of people talking about Baby Blood a lot, but honestly, if anything, if any of that sounds appealing to you in any way, just get it. I'm telling you, it's a fantastic, fantastic horror film. Now, disc-wise, we don't get much. We just get an audio commentary. Let me put these glasses back on with film historian Lee Gambin and film critic Jarrett. I'm sure somebody's named Jarrett out there, but Jarrett Gahan. And again, it includes both the English and the French. I'm telling you, watch the English. Watch the French after to see what I'm saying. Actually, another caveat. This is presented fully uncut, so there are portions of the Blu-ray. They don't change in picture quality, but the English audio goes away and you get the French track with subtitles. It'll just automatically switch over to the French track. You won't even really know it's coming because, like I said, the picture quality doesn't change at all. It's not like one of those discs where you always knew when a gore scene was coming up because especially on that old Silent Night, Deadly Night DVD, you always knew when a kill was coming up because the picture quality would just like drop and it looked like you were watching a VHS. Oh, well, somebody's about to get killed, because it was cut footage that they spliced back in, but they didn't restore it in any way. That doesn't happen here. It's just the audio will switch right over to French audio and you'll get subtitles. And then when the English track comes back, that all goes away and it's pretty seamless. And it happens maybe 3-4 times. I'd say time length, it maybe takes up about 10 minutes of the movie. So that is also, but you don't get an option. There is no option to watch an uncut, so that's not, or to watch the cut version, so that's not in there. You get one version. There's no two versions on the disc. But it, for me, didn't bother me at all. So yeah, man, Baby Blood, fantastic movie. The main the actress here, Emmanuelle, does a fantastic job. She is she's without clothes from time to time, so that's there. Yeah, I really just can't say enough good things about it. So yeah, that's all I got. I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys that if you don't have Baby Blood, you need to go out and get it, because it's a great movie, and this is a pretty decent disc. The picture quality, by the way, didn't mention that, looks really good. I've actually watched a few Kino Lorbers lately, and I haven't been like super impressed with the transfers. Like, they're fine, they're serviceable, they're good. It's nothing terrible about them. They're just fine. This though, I thought was a pretty good transfer. I don't have any. Let's see. Yeah, we don't get any like where the transfer came from. So, but it does look good. So yeah. Gorehounds, period, get it. Horror fans, period, get it. Unless one of those things just sounds really, or unless this whole thing sounds boring to you, then don't. But that's all I got. I do have coming up, it's going to be sort of a new segment. Basically kind of like an update or a Blu-ray, what in the old days we used to call a DVD Blu-ray update. It's sort of like that. I'm calling it the shelf, and you'll see. I don't know how it's gonna go. We're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna see what happens. Also, I've gotten a pretty decent subscriber bump in the past, I'd say week, 2 weeks. So to all my new subscribers, thank you very much. I'm glad you're here. I get on here and I just talk about stuff and I ramble. And that's why this is now 17 minutes long. So I'm going to shut the hell up. You all have a fantastic Easter holiday. Spend it with your family, whoever you want. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.